Alright. Got a couple things I wanted to go over, actually. Unfortunately. First thing, you might notice, I have swapped over to a different broadcasting software. I mean, it's still OBS, but it's OBS Studio now. Hopefully, this might sound a little better. Hopefully, the video quality is still about the same. The problem in my... I'm not great with this sort of thing, but the problem in my mind was the noise suppression software, which I do need for the static removal, basically gutted the quality. This should be a little better, I think. It's hard for me to tell, but should be at least a little better. My noise is my voice is still nasally, so yeah, I can't change that. Sorry, but other than that, the other thing I wanted to mention is this is the first stream I've done that I literally mentioned when I would probably be doing the stream portion, and it's an hour and a half late compared to the time I gave, so sorry, but you know. Anyways, let's get into it. I don't want to bore you on that sort of thing. Okay, there were a few comments, and I'll try to... I think I've actually... I mean, I'm not trying to ignore you, but I think I was doing pretty okay on some of them. But I will check some things. Actually, we're in the middle of a turn. We just got slaughtered here in the mountains. But, you know, I can actually do a little bit of... I can still do a few things in the middle of the turn. Let me see what he... I guess he wants money. How much money do I have? 8,500? Well, you know what? Money is only useful if we spend it. Oh gosh, 15. I'm not even going to take all of these. This is all I want. Oh, they want provisions now. Alright. Well, since our own troops are all dead, well, most of them are, we'll go back to the tried and true method of sending our Mori friends to try to do the job for us. You know, friends. Is there any place I could go to that's not going to have a crippling choke point? Not really. This whole area is pretty nasty.
Follow me.
Let's split up. There we go. We have two forces of their troops. One over here and one over here. We should be able to get something done.
Don't be late.
Alright. That's all we can really do while we're in the middle of the active phase. Then we'll... Once we get back into the planning phase, we'll start doing some other things.
Encircle and smash them.
Okay. Absolutely no damage. It's actually kind of interesting. That it's kind of nice from a gameplay perspective that I could get policies that basically make my facilities take no damage, because that's pretty nice. But I find it a little odd that, you know, 500 years in the past, they're like, no, typhoons, we got that covered. No damage. We're immune to typhoons. So I'm gonna actually take this one for the provisions consumption down. That's basically, if there's any one particular effect I like to keep an eye out, is when I'm at war I like to get this provision consumption down. Morale up. And just... this is the most points overall.
And with that, this council is over.
No. Oh gosh, when you try to use WASD to scroll around this menu, it is really slow for some reason, so you have to click and drag. Alright, let's just get base unit attack up. Pretty generic, but you know, that's everybody. Success rate in negotiations increases, and titles and ranks from the Shogunate and Imperial Court are easier to obtain. Why not? Okay. So let's go down the list here. We're going to start with commerce first. Like we usually do. Did we actually? Boy, I am forgetful. We actually... that's right, because we integrated our vassal here. We just need to expand here. And then every node in Kyushu, except for this one here, which kind of is split between... or no? Yeah, but except for this one up here where Mori has a foothold, we're going to have everything locked down. These grand trade zones also act as like a big monopoly. No one can expand into here now. So with our second action, we're going to monopolize this special trade zone here. Give us an extra like 2,800 income. All right, now one thing somebody mentioned is they recommended I tried to do some more diplomacy. The thing is, maybe early on in the game that would have been a little bit better, but two things. One, I kind of intended on killing everyone on here, and I did do some diplomacy with my vassals, or the people that I vassalized. But either way, as it stands now, there's not very many clans left to talk to. The problem is these clans over here are too... like, there's a distance. Like, I can't talk to anyone over here. In fact, I can't even talk to Oda, and I feel like they're right next to me. So I could talk to Murakami, and I could talk to these guys. I think talking to these guys might be a good idea. Because eventually, it's basically I'm going to have to fight through Mori here, and either I could destroy these people, or I could try to bring them into the fold. Maybe we'll go for the latter here.
Understood.
I'll just go for max opinion. Might as well improve relations with these guys as well.
Understood.
I still think taking this is a good idea. I think I'd rather have this as a stronger base. Plus, we're kind of already doing it. Let's also do, this was kind of my intention already, but we're going to go through and double check how we're doing with our infantry versus militia. That's okay. 5,000, 5,000, 4,000. Unfortunately, this place just... and I think I have a little idea of how to influence this. But the amount of refugees you get is kind of not really up to me a whole lot. I believe you can influence it by upping a castle's popularity. But other than that, I think it's kind of out of your hands.
I understand.
Yeah, let's see here. And in fact, some of these places that are... here, we can change this one. There we go. There's one. There's one that needed fixing. Everything else has been kind of minor adjustments. Oh gosh. No, hold on. Let's... some of these, like down here, like having 0 is probably best.
I understand.
Just because there's not a good chance we'll need to really pull into this a bank of troops down here, and they can just focus on farming for me. Get me as many provisions as
I
possible.
understand.
Especially something like that where having 400 militia is not very useful. I think this is going to be my cutoff for now, and we'll just scooch that up as we go. But we will... Well, let's wait till our income goes up a bit, because we want to start sorting out these bases with infantry. The other thing... Now, I think I did a test on this already, but your support officers, so you have your lord of the castle, and then anyone else that's at the same location can become their adjutants when the unit is deployed. And they will contribute some stats to the unit, but it seems that the majority of that unit's stats are derived from the lord of the castle. Now, I think I did a pretty decent job on assigning decent leaders to the castles. But we're gonna do a little bit of a thing here. Namely, because we're gonna start gearing up to, because this area here, maybe not super relevant at the moment, but once we attack Mori, and we're going to try at least. This area, these clumps of castles are going to become more important. I want to make sure the units here are all set up. Yeah, okay. I know those are good. That's pretty decent. More importantly, let me see if there's anyone down here that looks like they're more skilled than they. There's like 6 people here. I gotta move them out of there. He's pretty decent. I mean, is there anyone that's like particularly bad up here? His valor is not great, but his leadership and int are still fine. This guy's... I might replace this guy. This guy I think I could replace with somebody else, so... Tachi Banayama. No. Gosh. This guy needs to be replaced. Okay, so... I'm gonna do these two. And I'm gonna pull from down here. Let's see, who's some good leaders? Here we go. He from Obi. And what's the next best one? Probably this one or Alright, so Obi and Chiron, I think I'm gonna pull the lords and move them up here. So you can actually go here. There's lots of different... I don't know if I ever need to do this, really, but I can go to main and sort by affiliation. Oh, convenient. Right at the top of the list. So we're going to move him up there. And what was the other one I said? Chiron. Yeah. Somewhere. Here we go.
I do understand.
Okay. And we're going to go ahead also and pull some officers from Kimotsuki here.
Understood.
Definitely don't need that many people there. And maybe one from here. This guy's sick.
I do understand.
Okay. That's at least a start. Alright, so got our diplomacy. We can't talk to Oda yet, unfortunately. I mean, I think I should be close enough. I mean, there might be a policy that increases my range, but we'll see. Did our commerce. Gonna skip development for now. Did some recruitment changes. Alright. Hold on. They mentioned that one, since their aggression is so high compared to ours, it's taken forever to siege that, so we'll just punch the castle here. Yes. Alright, so they're coming for me up here.
We win this battle. Let's take steps.
Yeah, this area is so bad for choke points. I mean, he's going to be limiting himself too, really. We'll go there. I'm not so worried about whether or not these people die, because they're not my troops. And frankly, if they go, sorry, if I'm making weird noises. They're just eating up my provisions, so if they go, I'm not super worried about it. Okay, there's the last trade zone there. Alright, so he's actually still going after this other army. So let's take a look. So the bad thing about this is he has this watch post here that's giving him a limit of 31,000 versus my limit of 29,000. So he would be at an advantage here. Maybe we just go back here? I would be on the defense. He's got these forts and everything around here, though.
I'm going ahead. Follow me. We won't let you escape.
I refined my tactic even further.
Allow me to report.
I might take a trade agreement with them later, but not quite yet. Not yet. Okay, so we've locked down pretty much our entire island here, and this is making us a lot of bank here. But before we start investing into those, we do have several areas to expand to over here first. So we're going to go back to this now. Now that we've got those locked down, we're going to go back over here. I'll try repairing this. That might be a waste. Alright. Yeah.
Surround them.
Yep, okay, so that was a waste. I was hoping it might last like more than half a second, but you know.
The castle is ours now. Let's go.
Limit 15, 17,
Advance.
So he's leaving. We're playing, you know, musical castles here.
Let's take steps.
Well, we'd be even here. 19,000 versus 19,000.
Be late. Surround them. All right. Now on to the next. Now,
And while he's busy
advance.
trying to deal with two armies, you know, squeezing them here. If he's fighting this one, then this one's taking castles, so. Oh, and since this is all Mori troops, I don't think I can control this, even if I wanted to. Yeah. Which, I mean, at least it reduced his troop count, so...
We won't let you escape.
I don't know how their morale is still so high. Oh, well, you know what? I don't think I think I have to have the policy for that. Oh gosh. Well,
A messenger has arrived.
12,000 horses. That's pretty good. But no, I think we can still take more land from them right now. That's a lot of horses. Like,
Allow me to report.
let me demonstrate. I got our harvest. Well, our people are starting to get mad. Like, if I went to trade, like, that's 4 times this amount, so that's like, you know, 52,000 gold here is what he was trying to give us, essentially. It's a lot of horses. Okay, now we'll repair these.
Understood.
Oops. No, say oops, that's exactly what I meant to do. Go into commerce. Gonna hold off on expanding down here in case they take them back.
Understood.
Well, I don't know if that necessarily removes my commercial expansion there, but... Okay. Yeah, so clearing down here is fine. I don't need the refugees, and we could use the farmland. Over here, it's a little bit... we have plenty of people. Refugees, that is. So we'll clear.
Understood.
Yeah, we'll do it. We have a need for the farmland in all these areas. Almost right. We do have better exemption. So that was one of my earlier goals, is to get our capital up to blue happiness. So there we go. And you know what? Actually, let's do... where is it? Funai. Yeah, let's do this. And I'm hoping, I think higher happiness means more refugees go there. They, you know, it's kind of like, hey, we heard that over here you don't have to work for the whole year. Let's go there. So... Okay, we got our harvest, so we don't have to worry about supplies. I could even take more troops from Mori if I wanted to, but I don't think that's necessary quite yet.
The castle has been
We'll
surrounded.
hold off on recruiting anybody. At least anybody with those kinds of stats.
Now it's time.
I'd much rather try to get this castle, this strip here along the coast should be a little bit easier for us to fight in. So while he's busy screwing around over there with that other thing. Okay, Oda's going east. Okay. You know, well, I'm gonna actually refuse this one.
We won't let you escape.
I felt like it was only a matter of time before this clan got taken back. They declared independence through an event. They're getting reintegrated.
The castle is ours now. Now it's time.
Okay. Look, you just try to do your best.
Allow me to report.
No. That's not what I meant to do.
Last month's results.
Really?
Begin the council.
You know what?
Sounds
I think those sound both good. That's a proper English sentence structure, right? You can't tell me otherwise. Legal expert. Aggression recovery up. Blockade power up. That could be okay. Although I'm kind of just mostly storming as opposed to sieging, but... blockading. I'm gonna go with this one.
And with that, this council is over.
Militia yearly tribute up. I don't think that'll be necessary. I'm gonna save my points. Okay, our income is back up to 5,100. Now, I think this red might mean... Oh no, I can redeploy from there. Okay. You know what, we'll send some of our own troops in there, actually. Just to keep it around the similar amount. Well, unfortunately, this clan's dead, so negotiations with them are a bit of a moot point now. Murakami is still over here. So they're already allied or vassals to somebody else. They're allied with Mori forever. They're permanently allied, so I can't vassalize them. I mean, I can just take them over, but... Here's a question. Now that I have this castle down here, am I close enough to Oda to negotiate with them? Yes. Okay, that's what we needed to do. Basically, almost the whole point of this conquest is to be able to get into talks with the Oda so that they can back me up. Especially if they Mori ends up attacking me, then they can also join me on the defensive. Mori won, unfortunately.
We won't let you escape.
Oh, another fight. I think that was the castle garrison. Did he was coming over here to try to take this castle, but then I guess he changed his mind. If we could actually... Now, I'm pretty sure he can get to me before we can punch this castle to death. But if we did, then we would just win before he could even fight us, but...
Allow me to report.
Alright, I think we've got this under control.
Ha.
I think we've got that under control. Let's start looking at some of the troop counts here. Well, more importantly, actually appoint some characters to these castles here. I'd like to have... I mean, I think most of my better characters are already somewhat close to the front line. I guess I could pull him. In him, maybe? So, let's see here. Soren, Yoshihisa, and... Are you any good? Yeah. Nero. Let's move you over here. Oh. go ahead and we'll stop the goodwill for a little bit. And Soren. And go figure, those are all my diplomats. Alright, and now we're just gonna go to the next highest that we've got here. I mean, his valor's low, but good enough.
I understand.
We'll hold off on those repairs. I'm gonna give it a turn before I restart up the diplomacy.
Victory for this fight. Let's take steps. Everyone follow me.
Alright, if they defeat this army, hopefully they don't defeat this one. Let me just put it that way.
Surround them. We have
There we go. He actually disbanded his army. I mean, probably not a good idea in the long term here. Hey, let's get. I guess I should maybe go ahead and employ these people. Well, there's a few more castles that are going to need lords. I can reappoint these guys here now. It's kind of like, hey, you know, you can keep your land. You're just working for me now. Ugh. They have a few good people, but then it starts to dip off pretty steeply here. I think I'm gonna pass on those guys down there.
You have my thanks.
So now we get into the sticky situation of there's just 3 giants left. These guys don't count. These guys practically don't count. I mean, sure, they've got, you know, like 21,000 troops, but in the grand scheme of things, that's not a whole heaping lot. So let's get to the beginning of the next strategy phase.
Allow me to report.
No, I just told you you couldn't join. Well, let's go commerce first, actually.
Ha. Ha.
Okay, agriculture. So, fertilizer. This place, there's some places that need help down here. Fortunately, they don't need it in regards to fertility or surplus farmland. So, this one can use it.
Understand.
I think this one just has maybe way too much militia. I know that's your thing, Chosokabe, but maybe, like, leave some people to feed your people? How about down here? Eh. You know, I'll just do it there. I don't know how big of a deal it is, but... Really not sure if I want to be clearing out my infantry like this, but we'll do one. Okay. Stop that. Go feed your people.
I do understand.
Same thing, especially here. There's no refugees yet, but they just haven't returned yet. Well, hopefully they return. Okay, gotta fix up all these castles, and I say fix them all up, but we don't have any more money.
Understand.
This place has a lot of potential. So I'm actually going to take you back off. Sorry. Put him back in.
You understand.
I guess these are still pretty good characters.
I understand.
Okay. Gonna pull. Alright, we have a bunch of people back at the home base here. Not gonna use
I do understand.
the departure button. I think there's so many people here I can just find them on the list. Also a classic portrait, pretty good one. Might save him. Well, he won't have the pip for Lord, so if I end up needing to put him in charge of a castle, then that's fine. But in the meanwhile, he can just go join him. Now I did see at least one pasture over here. Gonna make sure that there is a ranch built on top of it after I'm done with this.
I understand.
Okay. Oop, this place only has one person.
Understood.
So let's take a look. How are we stacking up to... Oh, of course, Mori... Not Mori. Hojo. Taking their rightful place as the usual clan to have tons and tons of soldiers. 255,000. Now, to be honest, it's hard for a clan to levy, or leverage, I should say, all of their troops at once. So, but it is still worth considering. We're down by about 100,000, but we can fix that. The biggest issue is mostly just getting our economy up to the point where we can support adding more troops to our castles we already have. Okay, so let me take a look-see here. Go ahead and build that there. And I'm gonna hold off just because, like I said, we are kind of poor right now. But I do want to have. I do want to make sure that's at least there. This area was a nightmare to fight in. He had built so many defensive structures, and all these mountains really made it pretty tough. But I didn't lose any people. So, oh, I kind of forgot about you. Oh yeah, good luck with that. Not that it's actually not impossible, but it's rather unlikely. Blizzard.
Allow me to report last month's results.
We have 1 month remaining in our alliance with Mori. Kind of impeccable timing, really. I like that one. And this one.
And with that, this council is over.
Ooh, farm reformation seems pretty decent. Although I'm mostly, at this point, it's more important, I feel, to try to get as many of these military policies as possible to get a an advantage in combat. Get better muskets. So, do I want this? When at a disadvantage in battles, units will use the self-sacrifice skill. I've had this before, You get this from, I think, Shimazu having their officers. And I think your broken units end up taking a lot more losses this way. I'm just not sure what the benefit is. But you know what? I have to imagine they put it in here. It's got to be good. We'll do it, I guess. What do we got here? Raise popularity. I think that's and officer loyalty. Fertilizers up. Sounds good to me. A Ronin or two. You're decent enough. I think they had said before there's a few people that have come of age. That's what this is. Because you can see there's 16. You are fine. You can find someone else to work for, I think.
Understood. Understood.
Alright, let's try to do... Oh, there's all our refugees back.
Understood.
Let's try to get the relevant places up to about 5,000 if possible.
Understood.
No.
Understood.
Maybe they haven't returned there yet, hopefully. Okay. Might need to be a little bit more concise.
Understood.
A little bit more concise with our troops, I think. This doesn't directly help our income, per se. But
Understood.
stockpiling more provisions is nice. Yeah, this I can get. I think I can pretty safely get rid of these. Basically, it's kind of just shuffling around the infantry down here, freeing up that maintenance, and then moving them a little closer up, as opposed to getting rid of them.
Understood. Understood.
Make our... See, there we go. We're starting to get a decent amount more refugees back home. I think our increased popularity might be helping. It's really hard to tell for certain. The in-game help and tutorial says they just move around different bases from, due to different factors. Still have this weird mix here. I think that'll do for now, and then we'll start upping them even more once we finish expanding our economy into Shikoku here. Oh gosh, okay. I already know this conflict with Mori, and it's coming. It's gonna be just a grind. It's gonna be not. Maybe I should phrase it better this way. It's not going to be a conflict with Mori. It's going to be several conflicts with Mori. Yep. Okay. I think I forgot to do this. Yeah. I really needed to have this going. Because I pulled my ambassador away from there. Well, he's not dead yet. So, I mean, really, if we can get an alliance with him in the meanwhile, then why not, right? So he wants to take... That's here. It's not showing. So, where did it say? Sone Castle, I think it said. Oh, here. Yeah, that makes sense, because really this is my first priority. This kind of feels like a back door to me. Like, I feel like, you know, if I can clean this up, I can focus all my efforts on a more of a actual front line instead of this weird, you know, stabbing me in the back position here.
I do understand.
Okay. Now we still have this weird trade agreement with them. I say weird, but like it's weird because we don't really like each other very much anymore. Now I could start investing. I could start expanding into their stuff. I don't know if I want to bother with that. Or I can start locking down these, which will up my income by booting him out. Not really worried about pissing him off, because that's going to be an inevitability here. Let me take a reminder here. It's all combat. Negotiation. Coalition. Okay, yeah, so... Not really utilizing this, well... We might. It depends. Maybe with this clan, I doubt if I take anything from Oda, they're probably going to be on their own, since they're pretty far removed from me. Alright, so... Things are not looking awful, but it's definitely going to get into a new, the late game phase. Of whereas up to this point, we've been, you know, we've had our struggles, but it's been mostly picking on smaller clans.
Allow me to report.
Now we're gonna have to start
Please.
fighting a juggernaut here. Ooh, that's a big jump in income. Actually gonna do this one. Some of this stuff over here in this area is not looking great in terms of supporting their population.
I do understand. I do understand.
Yeah, their productivity over here is just awful. We start... Just keep working this stuff back here. We have like all, you know, hundreds of thousands of farmers down here. Might as well make this area as productive as possible.
I do understand.
That should be good, and we'll save some labor for the next season. That to 5,000. That reminds me. Yeah, so how's this conflict going for you, Imagawa? This is Toyotomi right here? Well, he will be. What do we got here? We literally just have... Well, not literally, but we practically just have 1, 2, and a couple. Uesugi is usually... I guess they're pretty big. Not compared to some of these other people, but they could maybe hold on for a bit. Tokugawa here. They're permanently allied with Oda, right? Yeah, well, they're married. They are permanently allied with Hojo. They are in a very precarious situation. There's a DLC for this clan daimyo character. They are on their own. They're still actually at war with Oda. Nanbu is... They almost always, I see in games of this, they usually end up right about here, where they are now, and they kind of just sit there. Mostly because they end up bordering Hojo, and then they're like, well, I guess we'll just stop here.
Allow me to report.
Okay, so we can get an alliance
Results are from last month.
Let us
with this
begin the council.
small clan here. You know what? It's been a while. I think I'm gonna re-roll this council.
Okay, let's talk.
There we go. I say that. It's not a whole heaping lot better. We'll take these,
Me.
and we're gonna take the 18 military
And
points.
with that, this council is over.
Unarmed.
I have a
That's
great
pretty
plan.
useful. 'Cause whether we like it or not, we're gonna have a lot of people that don't have horses or muskets. No resource, growth up, income up. There we go. I'd rather have techs that give me income up rather than the growth rate. Okay. Unfortunately, we don't quite have access to all the areas we need in order to make another grand trade zone over here. So I'm actually going to start investing in some of the home front here.
I understand.
Try to get those maxed out. Now, the plan I have in my mind is going to be wait until we can secure this alliance with Oda, and then we can at least start considering to attack Mori. I don't know if there's going to be any better time to do it. I mean, I would rather these two attacked each other, like, either way. Either Mori attacks Oda, or Oda attacks Mori on their own terms. Because there's only going to be so many units I could leverage from my allies. But if they were fighting them on their own, they could bring as much stuff as they wanted against them. But that's just kind of sitting and waiting and hoping.
I understand.
I understand.
Let me take a look at our troop counts again here. These, I mean, 1,000 troops is basically nothing, so might as well
I do
turn
understand.
those off.
I do understand.
Yeah, our balance is getting real low, but same thing there. Our balance is getting real low, but it's, you know, we gotta get as many people as we can with spears in their hands. To repair something? Okay. Well, actually, you know, I'm not going to spend the money. Well, it's only minus 200, but I don't think we need to spend the money on it anyways, because castles do automatically repair. This is like barely damaged. That can fix itself. Let me see here. Are you still at war? No. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and... They refuse because they are not adjacent. So I could have potentially vassalized this clan if I was closer to them. But for now, we will take an alliance for 2
I do
years.
understand.
I mean, might as well. And we can do this now as well. So let's go ahead and get our alliances set in case they attack us. And then we'll have to think about when we want to go on the aggressive or as more appropriately you say, the offensive. Alliance leader may or may not be helpful.
Allow me to report.
Please, command me.
Okay, we're not doing that. We're actually going to pull him off of there, because we have our... Well, it's going to take us 1,000 years to send an emissary over there, but we should have the alliance here. It's costing us money, like 300 there that we got back, to keep improving relations with them. I don't think that'll be necessary. I think I actually am going to expand in here. I was planning on investing in my own lands, but I really think this will be better. Just to get our raw income up. More money means more soldiers. I mean, I feel like our numbers haven't changed. Alright, summer work. I almost feel like I should start delegating this one, because I don't know if
I do understand.
Pretty sure if I had delegated it would have just done what I had just done right there, but I think I actually will. That's something I'm willing to let the game take care of me now. I've already set up my base of provision income here. They can take care of the agriculture for me now. I've got bigger things to worry about, and especially if I forget. That would be bad. Okay, let's burn another turn here and wait for Oda's reply. Hey, there we go. No, let's not join Mori. Can we get that alliance offer in, though?
Allow me to report.
Now, it's not as good as it might seem. I mean, it's good. So, they're at war. We're going to want to move out pretty soon here.
I have a plan.
But, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Pure militia morale up. Pure infantry. Okay, so we're also going to get pure militia here. Because some of our bases are still kind of in that sort of... Only a couple, not many, but some of them, like, I think over here there was one or two. What don't really have the... In fact, yeah, this one. There's just no refugees here. And they've had plenty of time to come back. So... and this one too, well... There's refugees here. We don't have enough money to purchase them, though. Yeah, this whole area here is all kinds of screwed up when it comes to infantry. But that tech will make all of these bases here a little better now. In fact... Ugh. Mobilizing militia takes forever. So anyways, the reason why this is not as good as it could be is because in reality, Mori has so many troops that they've only pulled from like a handful of bases only over here. Everything over here is just... They're fine. So, I mean... It's really not going to change the resistance I'm going to get. Man, this place is not very well defended at all. Neither is this. He's actually kind of done what I did down here. Except the difference for me is all that's down here are Portuguese traders. For him, he might not think this is a concern. But I'm going to blitz these 2 castles down, or these 3 castles down real quick. This one doesn't have a lot of people either. This is kind of scary. In fact, a lot of his areas are kind of sparsely... Ooh, man, 24,000 troops at this one base. Is that this guy's army? No. Either way, it is still a pretty big chunk. Hopefully they can bleed each other out. Eventually, I'm going to have to probably fight Oda as well. So, but, you know, that's way down the pike. So we're going to pass another turn here after I...
I do understand. I do understand.
Do that. I want to wait until we're... Now, Oda might join us anyways if we declared war. There we go. But this will make that chance much more likely. And I can pull from Oda's troops down here and maybe go after this island in that direction. So, okay. Now, I haven't done this up to this point. So don't try to shame me. We're gonna save. I haven't saved scum at all in this playthrough. I haven't done it off camera or anything. But I'm scared. I'm concerned. Alright, well this is really the best time to do it. I mean, if I wait, they're just not going to be at war with Oda. And, you know, we've got at least a decent while of supplies in the bank. Harvest is going to be coming up again soon. Our troop reinforcements are not quite ready yet in some places, but I'm not going to wait another 5 turns to let like 1 or 2 bases fill back in. Alrighty.
I'll crush you with this strength.
Hurry and gather the men. Yeah, Oh, and he's also given us a little bit. Yeah. Men on the border with these castles with nobody in them.
Advance.
And we are just going to burn as many supplies as possible. And try to get as many troops out here as possible. Now this is gonna be the tricky part. It's like fighting Chosukabe all over again. This island is just it's a freaking nightmare, is what it is. Everything is just limited across the board. And I really want to take out this section before I do anything else over here. Especially because I can maybe get some Oda troops to take care of it for me. It's saying that we should get here... Or actually... Limit 18,000? Okay, so we'll still have a lot more than them, so that's good there. Now, let's request reinforcements. This is... we're probably going to burn out of resources here in a minute, but... kind of in a way don't want to take too many of their castles. I mean, he's already told me that I can't take these, which is really upsetting. I can't take this one. Let's actually just take... This is 24... Let's get like 30,000 troops from them and send that over here. Let's go on. For only 2,200 provisions, that's nothing. Let's go up to that then. Yeah, that's so cheap. Thank you. Thank you very much. Excuse me? Really gonna make me come in here and manually tell... that's one thing, if there's any one criticism... Now, there's some more I could actually do. But in particular, this one gets to me. When you're requesting troops from an ally like this, sometimes they seem pretty unwilling to get their, you know, rears in gear here. And you have to go back and just manually tell them to join the army. When usually the game does that itself. That's actually... Okay, you guys head over there. So we've got 3 armies, 4 armies, 1 coalition army. In fact, let me, I mean, it's not a great deal, but it's just gold, so I don't really care. What if you just, try your best. I think they're just going to die, but frankly, if I could distract them, we're going to get something. This is going to be the plan. We're going to try to come in here, snipe some castles, and get the hell out before they can retaliate. That's the plan. Oh, here we go. We got some events. Shon Takahashi's encampment. I don't know if I know who that is. Shon infantry had set up camp and were busy eating in preparation for the coming day's battle. Urgh. What's wrong? Stomach ache? No, I was just thinking of all the people we've lost in battle. Tomorrow might be my turn. I'm really good. This is good dramatic reading here. I can't eat with that weighing on my mind. I understand. Heard that line a lot. Actually, now that you mention it, I don't feel like eating either. Oh, is this... This is one of my officers. Joun Takahashi. The spread of terror among Shon infantrymen was contagious. Soon none of their numbers had any appetite left. Pay attention, all of you. Shh. Lord Shun is speaking. I mean, that's not what it says here in his name, but... More men have died in the battles leading up to this day than I can count. You're not wrong. But I expect the mighty few who remain to know better than anyone else that there's more to death than a bloody end. Death is the moment a samurai lives for. It will be the seminal moment in your life. How will you rise to the occasion on an empty stomach? How can one have an honorable death without the sustenance to drive them to it? Watch and learn. Those rice balls are huge! How many of them does he have? Lord Shon, you're not going to stuff all those balls in your mouth, are you? Ah, that hits the spot. Anyone care to join me? I don't even know what I was worried about. Me neither. I'm going back for seconds. This moment was immortalized as an illustration that is captioned, "A smattering of rice balls." Shohun Takahashi was a rare breed of general that came along once in a lifetime, a man who would raise the morale of his troops with a single bite. In fact, this style of galvanizing the troops may have been particular to him specifically. Oh. Oh. Stop. Stop it. I was going to say, because I'm pretty sure that's one of my generals. Is he actually going to take the lead of one of these armies? No, but he's probably one of these sub-officers in here somewhere. I thought that he was mine? Am I blind? Here he is. And his 3,900 troops. So what do we got? I'm glad this popped up. Let's see here. Alright, well, okay, well, we already did it. thrilling. What a quest. All right. Well, I'm still glad that we had a special event, though. That's cool. All right.
So I'm not to die in battle.
Did everyone enjoy my dramatic reading?
Allow me to report.
It's a little much. Alright, now we don't have much of a choice because we're at war, so we're gonna go back to investing in our own stuff. You know what? I'm gonna save my money in case we want to bribe Mori with cash to let us go. I'm actually going to, and it's gonna take like 3 turns for this to get to them. I'm gonna ask for some provisions from Oda as well. If they want to take a treasure from me, I will gladly give it to them. Oh, whoops. Either way, that's just a distraction, okay? Oh, no. Never mind. I thought it was the other way. He said brilliant strategy. I figured, look, come on, you like outnumbered him 2 to 1. I don't think you needed brilliant strategy to make that happen. Come on.
Sorry, but we're taking this castle.
Oh, hold on. Are they literally... Wow. Okay. I think I just got played. Fortunately, it wasn't much. I gave him like 2,200, so it's like just like 2,000 or 3,000 supplies. And then he's like, nah, I'll just take my troops back now. Okay. Okie dokie. Alright, well, I mean, if you can trade me for those provisions anyways, I mean, that'd be great.
Surround them.
Oh, I have gained a title. Oop. Victory is assured. I'm not going to risk this. If the game thinks I should have this in the bag, who am I to argue? So I'll... Oop.
That's it. What a letdown. Let's do it.
Okay, we're still gonna have an advantage of like several thousand people here, so we're gonna go ahead and clean that army up.
This castle now belongs to us.
It can't be helped.
Okay, so we've actually gained a title, and I'm assuming this is because we actually took...
Allow me to
Okay, well somebody abandoned us because of their low loyalty, but their portrait didn't look very impressive, so I don't know if I care. We're definitely going to start expanding over here. Look at all this money. It's also very expensive to be doing this. So... We've gained the title of Kyushu official, and that's because we've actually finally taken over all of Kyushu since we took the basis from Mori here. Now, you have your titles and your posts. Now, posts you have to purchase from the Imperial Court, which is a random event once you have enough money for it. And I'm not 100%, but I know they're for diplomacy, but they do a little bit different. So... clans with higher post status. So your post helps you in foreign negotiations. And clans are more likely to join your side if you have a title. Okay, so it's not super important, but it's kind of cool. It's nice to just have it.
Right. It's
You shall swarm across their land.
you all follow me.
That guy, he said you all follow me, but it sounded like he was a little confused.
take steps. Now it is time.
Okay, most of our troops on the island here have been levied. In fact, we have most of our troops in general levied, so just move along here. Really? Oh, the mountains. I wish I knew what our aggression was. The choke points here in this area are just, they're so bad. Okay, I know, no.
Leave it to us.
Leave it.
We're doing full charge, 100%. He has 3 units. He might have the same amount of people,
Prepare yourselves.
but we have many more units. Get in there.
Shall we go?
Well, actually, we're the same on troop count. We have just more units to maneuver with.
The enemy has been found.
Release.
Come on. Well, they're not going to be raiding me anymore because this is their whole force. Like how these 2 units are just trying to hold back all this shit while the leader's like, hold them back for me, boys.
Appears to be undefended in the rear.
Yeah, that would be correct.
Release.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm glad I took control of this because this is going quite well. I mean, his unit only had like 60 people in it to begin with, so what can you do?
Did I miscalculate?
Just mulching through their big units.
Spearmen forward.
There appears to be someone with a plan.
Now you will see my strategy.
We will enrage.
How much more obvious can you be? Witness my plan.
Hamstring. That's actually, see, that's pretty. This is when that is actually very useful. Is when you have a lot of units attacking one. Slow this unit down, but all these other units are going to have a speed advantage now.
Your command. Let's begin.
Like, try to get in here.
Let's begin. Please command me. Prepare yourselves. Please command me. Let's begin. Prepare yourselves. Let's begin.
Yeah. Okay. These units are, I think, blocking me a little bit. Oh, we got another raids, pincers, all kinds of good stuff. And he's gonna break. They're all broken. Easy win.
There appears to be someone with a plan.
Witness
I mean,
my strategies.
any of these pursuit or charges good? That also ups our move speed.
Hear my plan. I have a plan.
Charge.
I play.
Did I miscalculate?
And there we go.
Yes, good.
Thank you. Just, oh my gosh, oh my god, their aggression is like 0. What happened? Has Oda actually just browbeaten them to death over there and I didn't even realize it? I think we might actually be very successful in this campaign. We're probably going to be able to take all this and a pretty decent chunk of this. It's really going to be more, I think, at this point, when we run out of supplies. Now, having such a big aggression, well, this is a DLC character. It's kind of random. It's free. If you get the game, they're like, here's a custom officer, and they give you the info for it. So if you do get it, there's a few free DLC. You get a music pack, this random officer, and mine came with a portrait pack as well, which was, I don't know why, but it gave it to me for free. Can't hire any of them. Now, that being said, I doubt I'll ever be able to recruit him. And we're not going to wipe them out, so I kind of think I just... I know he's a DLC character, but I think we kill him, actually. Because he's pretty good. Same thing with this guy. Now, Miyoshi is a clan that got wiped out. But I don't have... It wasn't by me, so I don't have any Miyoshi officers in my clan right now. So I'm going to get rid of him, too.
Such a place as this. How uncouth. I am in your debt.
Let's go.
And for that brief, shimmering moment... I think I had 2 viewers. The other guy took off, though. It's like, what the hell's going on here? Can my diplomat hurry up and get to Oda, please?
Surround them. You're not getting away.
Hey, early surrender. I accept. No thank you. Ooh, don't know if I want to kill a Mori.
You have my thanks.
We march.
Sorry, but we're taking.
Alright, well, you know, I was worried at the beginning, but
We march.
it seems that Oda attacking them over here has really diverted a large chunk of their resources.
Shall we go? We march. Encircle them.
Allow me to report.
Now, they might drive me or repel me at some point. Now, do we have provision consumption down? Actually gonna re-roll to try to get that.
Okay, let's talk.
Oh, and these are pretty good. Well, we don't have it, but what we do have... nothing great, really, to be honest. I'm gonna do this one for unit speed,
Good to me.
but the other ones I'm just gonna do for the
That's what
points
we're
here.
going with. And with that, this council is over.
Resilient March, that'd be
Think of
nice.
a plan like this.
Chosokabe rules. Yeah, let's get this marching speed, or not march, the provision consumption reduction. It's a bit of a mouthful.
I cannot face the end just yet.
You have my thanks.
Advance on them.
This is gone. You know, them having 0 aggression helps out a lot, because these people are surrendering before they should even actually be surrendering.
Don't look back. Forward.
Oh. Pff, yeah, no problem. Dissolve relations with this other clan. That little tiny clan for 20,000 more provisions. Sure.
You're not getting away.
Oh, gosh.
A messenger has arrived.
Ooh, that's a lot of horses. That is a lot of horses. I'm tempted to just take it. I don't think I'm gonna be able... Like, I could take more land for sure. Oh, gosh, that is a lot, though. I can't. I can't do it. It's very, very tempting. I can't do it, though. There's one goal that I need to do. I need to take this stuff. I need to take this first. If he wants to give me another offer after I'm done taking that... then, you know, I'll consider it. Ugh. These choke points are killing me. Probably gonna do a full charge here again, depending. Yeah. I mean, we have 2 extra units. Some pretty good units on their side. We have a pretty consistent A across the board.
Leave it to us. Leave this to us. Leave this to us.
Hold on. 439.
Leave it to
I'm gonna actually try,
Leave it to
or is it
us.
rush main camp? I'm gonna try to get this commando unit in there and gank their leader.
Your command.
I could sit here and try to gain reinforcements. You know what? He doesn't have any outposts, so I think I'll try that.
Shall we go?
Because I definitely will have more people in the long run than he will. Oh yeah, let's just gain 1 person at a time.
Please command me.
All right, let's move it up then. I'm not doing
Your
that.
command. Let's begin.
Some of these guys can sit here and gain some troops back.
Strike them down.
But we're gonna at least move up the rear line.
Your command.
Please command me.
Your command. Prepare yourselves. Please command me. Let's begin.
Oops.
Your command. Let's begin.
They've really put all their forces down here. Now, which one is their lead unit? Well, last we heard, he's still hanging out over there, all by himself.
Seems the enemy has been located. You cannot escape.
Yeah, I feel like this is a pretty bad decision on their part.
Prepare yourself.
Alright, everybody move up. Where's our commando? Yeah. You make sure you get in there on that guy. You'll get a huge attack buff once you find him for like a handful of turns.
Seems the enemy has been located.
Prepare yourself.
Leader charge. Oh, and he's so fast. Oh, he's getting in there.
There appears to be someone with a plan.
Please command me. Prepare yourselves.
Ready yourself.
Yep. Ignore the small fry. I think we can just take out their lead unit
Seems the enemy.
pretty easily here.
Now is our chance.
Spearman forward. There appears to be someone with a plan.
Now you see my strategy.
We shall enrage them. So you'll see a lot of these skills have a bit of a penalty for your unit. So this is going to reduce our unit speed and their unit speed by a lot, but they also get a big defense penalty. That's exactly what we need right now. You keep trying to wrap around here.
Please command me.
You do that as well. You can keep him busy. You have hamstring. That's not important. Enrage, sure. You keep them busy. You try to get back around this side, and you can stay there.
See the difference in my skill.
Pincers.
Release.
Yeah, they're dead.
Release.
They're gone.
There appears to be someone with a plan.
Just end the just start the next phase.
Release.
I feel like that went almost too well. I'm like, let's pick the charge enemy leader tactic, and then we did. Oh gosh, he's so bad. He's just very angry. He's just very angry with that 80 valor.
Much thanks.
Come camera.
Sorry, but we're taking this castle.
Okay.
You have my
It's
thanks.
nobody worth
Let's go.
executing.
Advance.
Lower the speed here.
Everyone, sound the victory.
Much
Wow, now I almost feel stupid for being this worried. I don't
Now
know.
it is time.
I guess they were a bit of a paper tiger here, because they are just they're crumpling. I think Oda declaring war on them was a pretty big factor. I think all of their good troops are over there trying to deal with that.
surround
They kind of ended up not really helping us very directly as allies, other than sending us food.
Are you ready?
You know, like he's the America to our UK.
Let us take steps. We march.
Oh, come on.
Allow me to report.
Alright, we still have a pretty decent amount of time left worth of provisions. We could probably pull... Do we have, actually, troops? No. We still have all of our troops tied up with our units. We'd kind of have to disband one and then re-levy them up again to really reinforce. Like, almost like how you would do in Crusader Kings 2, in a way. I think I forgot to, oh gosh, it's so expensive. It's alright, that'll like almost double our current income, so... Hold on. Are you Storm? Oh gosh, alright, I'll be honest. When I'm not, recording, I'd probably just auto-resolve this, but now I feel like I've got something to prove.
I will show you my skill. I will show you my
Just being honest. Doing full, like, this is my cop-out, though. I might actually bring it into this screen, but we're doing a full charge, so I don't have to freaking worry about it. And, I mean, I think it's a smart decision anyways.
Let's go.
We're tied on troop count. And but we have more units, so I think when you have more units like this, making each individual one better, and also being able to flank them is, it's good enough for me to do a full charge. This poor guy up here.
The enemy has been found.
I mean, apparently he ambushed us, but whatever.
Spearman, forward. Aim well.
This guy is very dead. And by very dead, I mean his unit's going to be wiped out.
The enemy has been found.
It's okay, we got mantlets. Our policy. Reduce that musket damage. Wow, and this is actually a pretty good setup, though. We've got them just in this crazy sandwich here. And we win. And we win. Okay.
Release.
Because I would really rather not lose 30,000 troops
Now you see how the demon
to,
Shirazi fights.
15,000.
You have
I'll
my
let you go.
surrounded.
Okay, I'll let you go. Now, we're going to send them back home,
Let us go back.
and then we're going to re-raise this, the forces over here.
That's it. What a letdown.
I mean, Not that I'm unhappy about what the situation, but it's kind of how I feel about attacking Mori here. I felt like I would have had a little bit stiffer resistance.
You're not getting away.
But I think this just goes to show what happens when you're... Yeah, Oda has won. Oda's taken parts of Shikoku over here. I don't really care too much about that, to be honest, though. It just goes to show what happens when your aggression is too low. Basically, everyone in combat sucks. Even numbers here. So I'm going to try putting this to the test. So I believe, in terms of auto-resolve, I should have I mean, it's not impossible for it to happen, for this to go poorly. But I think I should have a pretty heavily skewed in my favor for me to win because of our aggression difference. And I'm not too worried even if we do lose. So let's go ahead and... Okay. We've probably lost way more troops than we would have. And I'm also not that worried about that either. Okay, so let's assign some lords to these castles we've taken.
Allow me to report.
I feel like I'm becoming aware we might be running a little low on staff, especially after this massive expansion in territory here. Actually not going to be very picky here.
I understand.
Just get them in there, basically, is the approach I'm taking right now. Because at this rate, I feel like I might burn through all of my spare staff.
I understand.
Understood.
Once again, like I said,
I understand.
just gonna give these to the people with the highest leadership.
Understood.
Classic. This is probably going to be pulling, like I've been trying to have 3, 1 lord and 2 spare officers at every base. It's probably going to be pulling from some of the spares. Now what I'm doing, by the way, if you didn't know, there's a little circle here to say that they're already a lord of a castle. So I just want to get people who aren't currently doing anything. I like his hat. Okay. Oh wait, you know what? Hold on, we don't have enough money for that. I'd rather spend that money upping our turn-to-turn income here.
Understood.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you start punching that castle. We're gonna give them a turn to get to their posts, and then we're gonna re-raise, basically Chosokabe's army over here.
I cannot face the end just yet.
Didn't even have to...
You have my thanks.
16,000? I mean, I think we're still fine.
We march.
I mean, how is... Yeah. Oof. They have lost more than half of their soldiers. I mean, it's constantly going back up, but... You know, we have the second highest population. That counts for something. That's kind of like potential troops, although most of them are going to be potential militia.
I accept this castle.
This one surrendered instantly.
You have my thanks.
I don't even know, like, what the hell I'm even going to do with all this
Are you
land.
ready? Surround them.
Oh, gosh. Oh, stop it. Game. I guess, I mean, it's partly my fault because I've got it on speed 3 here, but... Stop. Okay, yeah, we know we gotta let this turn end.
You weren't up to the task now, were you? Let's go.
I'm gonna pull them up and maybe keep these two units
Are you ready?
kind of close together.
Allow me to report.
Some
Let us
extra
begin, Council.
children being born into the clan here. Okay, we're gonna reroll that. I'm not even gonna look. Just
Okay,
try again.
let's talk.
You know, morale up. Soldier death rate down. Good. Blockade power. Blockade power. I don't know if this affects if you storm a castle or not. Greater morale and regular morale. You know what?
And with that, this council is over.
I'm gonna take this right here. Yeah, muskets or horses have an increase. This is pretty good, and you get more military points than councils. For a low price of only like 50 rhetoric points. Okay, these are the people that came of age. I think you're good enough. And I need the staff, really, so I'll take you even though you're a little below industry standards here, but... Okay. Now we've locked down all of Kyushu here into our trade nodes. Start locking this down. Yeah, and I really, like I said, because of all this, their aggression so low, I'm gonna just press the advantage just as far as I can get it, essentially. I forgot to deploy troops. We can do that right now, actually. Nope, no. Alright, you guys, rise up. Actually have enough muskets for one of them. And horses, that's fine.
Advance on them.
Are these two still at war? Yeah. They're not. I don't know if they're really actively fighting right now, but they're still at war. They might come back at them. They're trying to come back down here and take that castle.
Surround them.
The castle has been surrounded.
I accept this council.
Wow, he instantly took this castle. Holy crap.
Don't look back. Forward.
Six. This again, huh? Alright. I'm gonna press my luck here. Like I said, I'm almost kind of ready to end this war anyways. Okay. We're still good, though.
Raise the cries of victory and make me feel it.
My daimyo's constantly asking me to make him feel it, but...
Follow me.
Alright, they took that back, but we'll just take it right back again. Don't play the sad music. This is nothing... We took over half their country in one war.
Allow me to report.
And here I thought we were going to have to do several of these. Maybe only a couple at this rate. More importantly, all this extra land is going to help.
Understood.
Just we're going to snowball with all this extra income. Extra income. More infantry.
Go.
And we're going to need it because eventually, once we deal with this problem, we're going to have to deal with this problem. And believe me, they're helping us now. But it's a problem, just like Mori used to be helping us, and they're a problem now. Alright, so this army is meeting up down here. They're gonna collide here. This one I'm gonna go into the battle here. I have a little bit more of a vested interest in having this army not get disintegrated. Alright, so they have the defensive advantage.
Leave it to me.
Not gonna do... This is not... I don't like this setup for attacking.
Leave it to us.
Leave it to us.
Leave it to me. Leave it to us.
Our plans aren't all that great. I would like to, man, if we could find this unit here and snipe him, he's very weak.
Leave it to me.
Um,
Leave it to us.
Leave it to us.
I think
Leave it to us. Leave it to us.
just gonna do this. I know it's it's kind of lazy, but if anything, charging across the map at like half the speed as or twice as fast as normal has its advantages as well. Plus, all things being even, we have the same amount of units, same amount of troop count, but all of our units have like 3 or 4 times their attack rating. Should help give us an edge.
The enemy has been found.
Yep.
Release. Rush them from the side.
Aim well.
This, I don't know about up here, but these troops down here I feel should get pretty much disintegrated.
We have seized victory.
Spearmen to the front. Spearmen to the front.
I'm hoping that we can basically crush them before these outposts matter too much.
The enemy has been found.
Yeah, they're backing up.
Our chance.
And we'll have a unit once the charge runs out and we can gain control of our units again. We'll have some units ready to go to take out these outposts.
They appear to be undefended in the rear.
Now is the time to show our strength.
Ooh. Is this their lead unit? Yeah.
Appears to be somewhat
Okay. So you take this. Everyone. Turn around. Stop doing that.
expect this plan. Prepare yourselves.
Prepare yourself.
You guys are a little bit stuck with who you're engaged with, so you keep on it. But we're gonna turn around and try to flank this guy. These muskets aren't really helping my case here. But well, actually, in a way, they kind of are, because one of the downsides, the risk, really, to muskets is when you activate them, when you want to fire them, as opposed to just equipping them. When you choose to fire with a musket unit, they're locked in place.
Your command. Let's begin.
So he spent that whole turn just sitting there. He's going to spend a whole nother turn just sitting here. So all these units should start to swarm this dude now. Let's see, what do we got here? Yeah, you go ahead and retreat, because you took 2 rounds of muskets to the face, essentially. Don't pursue. Don't pursue.
Your command. Let's begin.
Okay.
Let's move.
This should be pretty much in the bag, I'd imagine. Because this unit only has 180 troops left. We'll clean them out, and then the rest of their forces just are gone. Like, they can't even, like, there's nowhere for them to run to. Come on. Just kill those last 2 units. Thank you.
Taste the strength.
Oh, they had a little bit of aggression from somewhere. I wonder if they had defeated Oda somewhere. Probably would have known that if I was paying closer attention. Gosh. Just, you know, I would hire some of these people if they weren't all
I offer my thanks.
pretty much terrible. Can I get another peace offer from you? Mori, could you give me... Could you offer me those 30,000 horses again?
Let's go. Get around them.
I am not doing this. Okay, yeah, we lost. I wasn't planning on fighting that one.
With things like they are, it cannot be helped.
Okay, we'll take you. You're decent enough. Not executing anyone. I don't want to
Right. It's time.
piss off anyone that I plan on hiring. In fact, I think I'm gonna... I think it might be a good idea to go ahead and
Let's head home.
try to call it off here. That's not important to me. I mean, we'll join them because they're our allies and they expect it of us. So, and I'm gonna try to double check this now. Problem is, see, if I negotiate with them for peace, I can't, like, ask them to give me anything. Like, if I do this, they just don't give me anything. So that's why I was kind of wanting an offer from them. But, you know what? I think it's time to cut this off here. I think we're fine where we're at right now. And I want to, you know, basically take our gains here and get them rebuilt, assign them troops, get all our lords into place here. Consolidate? That's the word I was thinking of. Consolidate our gains here. And then move out from there.
I understand.
Now, I know you can kind of do that
I do understand.
while you're still at war, but I'd rather not.
Understood.
Also, coming up to the 2-hour point here. This has kind of been the trend. I've been making these about 2 hours, which is, I think, is kind of long anyways.
I understand.
Going even further than that's a little ridiculous. Just a little bit ridiculous. I like this song. It almost feels like it doesn't fit, but it's nice. In fact, I think the whole soundtrack for this game is pretty good. I don't know if anyone's really been paying attention to it, especially with me blabbing on top of it, but I think the whole soundtrack's actually pretty nice. It's also, not that this is anything new, but of course you get the dynamic music whenever you go to war, it changes, and whenever your stuff, like that part in particular, reminds me of like an old Looney Tunes song. Yeah.
Allow me to report.
Let us begin the council.
This looks like a reroll situation.
Okay, let's talk.
32 military points.
That's
28
what we're
military.
doing.
There we go.
And with that, this council is over.
Democratic rule. Yeah, here we go. Unarmed combat. That'll help a bunch.
I do
Okay,
understand.
this should be another grand trade zone completed
I
over
do
here.
understand.
Put some money into speeding up the repairs of the castles on the front line there. Yeah, we definitely need, and if anything, we can probably pull some of the officers from down here up to here to having the 3 spare officers down there, especially since I haven't developed in like 1,000 years. Look, I've got more pressing things to spend my money on. To be perfectly honest, at least that's how I feel it. Yeah, so we didn't get anything from the peace deal, but I didn't really want to wait around until they offered me something, because who knows when that would happen. So we got Kenshin versus Nobunaga up here. Hey, there we go. Nobunaga's army was like twice that size. But, you know, Kenshin, probably one of the best officers in the game. He's in the top 3 for sure, in terms of his overall stats. Especially in combat. I think he's probably the best combat officer in the game. And in terms of overall stats, I think there's some that maybe have a little bit, like Nobunaga has better politics score, I think, but alright, well, I think we're going to wrap it up there. Do the little end of the episode overview here, and it's looking pretty good. I mean, the series is still going to be called Kyushu Conquest. But I think, well, if anything, we definitely capped that off and took the last couple there. We basically already had it, but we've definitely done it now. Series is going to be remained that title to avoid confusion, but, you know, why stop there? You know, we're on a roll here. I think maybe 1 or 2 more wars and we can clean up Mori. And then, depending how it goes with Oda, you know, we need Kyoto, which he's got a pretty firm hold on. We need Kyoto and probably a few more bases here. In fact, let me, you know, pull back the veil here. You can see the save menu. So we're at 68 bases. We need like another, you know, another 50, I think. Which, once we get all of this, and then like this slice here of bases, you should be looking pretty good. I am still baffled. This person has no diplomatic connections. They're not allied. They're not vassals. They're nothing. But they're hanging in there. There's 6,000 troops. Unlike this one, which is a vassal to, pretty sure they're vassals to, yeah, vassals to the Hojo. Anyways, wrapping it up there. Hitting the 2-hour mark again. But, pretty pleased with the progress we're making. I might do some of the shuffling of officers around while I'm not recording, because I feel like that's pretty boring to watch. And then pick it up after that. But otherwise, I will be heading off on this stream. We'll see you again for part 7. See you then.